Hello folks and welcome back to yet another exciting episode of Action Reaction. Today we are going to review two figures. That is J Jonah Jameson and Marvel's Black Cat. And just so that, I have always been complaining that I do not really have a grading system. Well, there is a good news. Finally, I have come up with the grading system and you will see that on your screen right now. I will be scoring the action figures on a point of 10, wherein I'll be deciding what is the score based on these certain criteria. They are the box, the figure design, the articulation, the posing capabilities, and the availability. So, without any further ado, let's go ahead and unbox J Jonah Jameson and Marvel's Black Cat. Let's move ahead. I have finally found Dean. He was just stuck somewhere down in the section, but I found him. So Dean, help us take these particular action figures out. Now, as we have decided, we are going to give one particular point to the boxing. Now, both of them come into the Marvel Legends retro box packaging. So both of them come with a very minimalistic design, a very good graphics. If we take this out of the pack, I love this particular design on this, and we have our own J Jonah Jameson. Both of them are quite similar. It's not a very fancy packaging that we have as compared to the normal Marvel Legends, but I think it serves its purpose. For packaging of this Spider-Man Marvel Legend Retro, I give it a 0.75 for both the figures. Now let's just get this particular figure out. So this is what we have out of the box. J Jonah Jameson, Marvel's Black Cat. So now let's take a look at these figures in a bit more detail. And that's where we will be scoring them for their design. Okay, so finally we have both of these figures out of their box. Now, they are extremely good representation of their comic book counterpart. And these are retro figures. So they need to match the comic counterparts that we see in our Marvel comics. What do we have is J Jonah Jameson. He comes with a Daily Bugle featuring Spider-Man. He comes with a folded Daily Bugle. He comes with one pair of hands apart from the one that is already on the figure. What we also have is Black Cat. She comes with, a black cat and her whip. So now let's break this figure apart. Let's see how well they are designed, how well they match with their source material, and also talk about various accessories that they come in. So let's take a look at J Jonah Jameson first. So in our hand, we have J Jonah Jameson. We have a sort of a daily newspaper which consists reference to Daily Bugle, Spider Sham with a nice picture of Spider-Man. It also talks about a cat burglar at large, which is a clear-cut hint to Black Cat. Talks about Mysterio, Wilson Fisk and Oscorp. So every important element from Spider-Man is captured very well. We have a folded Daily Bugle, and I believe this is something similar to what we had with the Gwen Stacy figure. And we also have two hands. The authoritarian where he's pointing at you, yes, that's you. And a normal hand, I believe this is to hold the folded Daily Bugle paper. Now, let's go look at the figure, and as per my review, I'll just give you a chance to go through this completely. So I'll just turn it around slowly so that you can get a chance to look at this figure in all its glory. Oops, sorry. There it is. Now, in terms of its impression with related to the comic book, this is as good as a J Jonah Jameson can get. He comes with a waistcoat, he comes with a tie which is very nice. His head comes with the trademark J Jonah Jameson haircut, white on the sides, black on the top, and he's pissed off, angry as always, and just screaming and shouting. Hopefully we get a Peter Parker to go with him. His signature mustache and always yelling. So this is a very good representation, and I mean it takes me back to the Spider-Man the animated series that used to come out when I was a kid, and also the original Spider-Man trilogy wherein J.K. Simmons reprised the role. So this is very good. Now when it comes to the design, yeah, we have the waistcoat, we have the tie, we have a normal trouser, the shoes, and everything matches as per my interpretation of J Jonah Jameson. So in this particular figure, compared to the accessories, I mean, let's get it. He is the editor, publisher of Daily Bugle. He will not come with a lot of accessories. I mean, the accessories that they have provided, I believe it does its job. So overall, in terms of its design with the accessories, I am very happy. I will give it a complete 3. Now let's take a look at the articulation of this figure. So we have J Jonah Jameson's head, which turns left and right, goes completely around. Let's see how much it goes up. Not much. Down, not much. So not a really good movement on head, but I think that's fine. Let's go to his hands. I spread it across. This is how much it goes far. And then his hand doesn't move, but we have a bicep curl which goes completely around, which follows back to his arm, which I believe gives almost a 90-degree movement. And finally his hand, which is, I mean, it just turns around. It doesn't do a lot of stuff. So no in, out, or up and down. So I believe a bicep curl and a single jointed arm, that's good. Let's move. He doesn't have any chest oh, he has it. He has a chest articulation. Let's see how better it does its job. So I'm locking. This is something I learned while reviewing my MFX Superman. I have to lock the waist, but this coat is going to give me trouble. So let's see. Okay, this is good. This much he goes forward and not really so much back. Now I'll just spread his arms. Yeah. So again, this much forward, this much back. And the best thing about this is this waistcoat is not limiting any of his action. So I'm very happy about that. Let's see if he has any side-by-side swivel. Yeah, no, nothing. But he has a waist articulation which goes completely around. So we'll have movements when it comes to him moving up. And again, the waist articulation doesn't go up or down. It's just probably moving up and around. Now we come to his leg. Let's have a look. He comes with a standard double jointed knee, and thankfully those pegs are well covered with the trousers. So let's take a look at his leg. Yeah, this is good. This is how much it goes in the front. Not really that much in the back. He has a thigh articulation which goes completely around. Then he has a knee articulation, yeah, which is decent. I would say it's decent. I mean, nothing great. Oh yeah, it does. I would say it's still good. It's still good for, I mean, the kind of figure that this is. This kind of leg articulation, or I would say the knee articulation, is good. And finally the toe articulation, something I hate a lot. So it goes down. I'll show it in this angle. It goes down, it goes up, and there is a side-by-side swivel. And again, when I took both these figures out, I had to put it in hot water because, you know, the moment they came out of their package, they were very hard. So I had to put them like 30-40 seconds in hot water to ensure those joints are loose and I could get this easier articulation. So I mean, a very decent articulation on a figure for a character like J Jonah Jameson. Right toe is a bit rocked. I mean, I put him in the hot water, but it doesn't really do anything. So I'm kind of bummed out on that. So in terms of articulation, I give this a 1.25. Now let's go to the Black Cat. Now Black Cat comes with the base action figure, which is very similar to its comic counterpart. It comes with a whip and a Black Cat, no other accessories. So I'm bummed in terms of accessories. I was expecting at least a couple of hands which had, you know, a different pose. I mean, these are all sort of claws, but I was expecting some more, you know, actionable claws that would come. So I'm really bummed about, you know, not having more accessories. It just comes with a cat. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the cat. But yeah, a whip, probably a sachet or something. I know on the figure it doesn't really carry, but something that would do justice to a thief, you know, some kind of sachet or something, I would have been very happy. So let's look at the figure. So again, Black Cat is Felicia Hardy, who has white hair, which have been captured very well. I'm really happy with those. She comes with her signature mask. Her eyes, they are very well designed. You know, her lips, everything is fine. I mean, I see no problems in terms of her head. Following on, we go to the cat suit, which is like a very basic suit. I mean, there is not a lot of work that is done apart from her gloves. I mean, this is a very basic figure that we have. Not a lot of work done except for the white gloves, which has some fur that is attached, and also similarly the fur that has been attached on her boots. So again, no delicate designing or intricate designing that has been done on this figure. She comes with a neck brace, and you can miss it if you don't look at it, and that is very well designed. I can sort of zoom in. Yeah, that's very well designed. So I mean, it's a very basic figure. I love the way they have designed those head, that neck brace, and her gloves. But apart from that, a very regular, a very generic figure. So in terms of design and missing, let's take a look at its accessories. So whip, this is sort of a, I think this is, maybe it's a rope, a very delicate rope, and it comes with the claws at the end. Now this is a nice rope. And a cat. Now I do agree, if you look at the eyes of this cat, green eyes. Now this cat is very cute, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with her. I mean, if it was bigger, I would probably keep it with Black Panther, just for the sake of fun. But I'm not really sure. This is sort of like wasted opportunity. Instead of a cat, they should have gone with something else. So again, I mean, it's not a bad figure. It does justice to her retro, what do we say? Her retro imaging, her retro sketch. It does full justice, but it should have come with more accessories. So based on that, a little bit disappointed with the designing aspect. So I'll give it a 1.75 for its design. Now let's talk about the articulation of Black Cat. Black Cat is a thief, right? She needs to be nimble. She needs to have different kinds of, articulation, which will make it easier for us to pose. So let's see her head. Her hair, let's see if it, yeah, okay. Her head, it goes around, but with difficulty. So I mean, I'm okay. I mean, as long as it does her basic left and right, I think I'm good. Then there is absolutely no up or down. So yeah, I mean, okay. She also has, as I said, I had kept her in water. So yeah, there is some water that's dripping apart. She has a chest articulation. Let's see how well it does. So she can go. Let's see. This is okay. Not really that much of a movement forward, but she goes well back. So good. She is missing a waist articulation. So yeah, points cut there. Let's look at her hand. Oh man. Yeah, it's only this much. Though the arm goes around, so it will help, but yeah, not. Oh yeah, oh sorry, it does move. Yeah, I think those tight joints are really messing up. Yeah, so it does move around, so it can go this much, but I'll be very careful. This is a delicate figure. I can easily break out this hand, so I'll keep it up to this, and probably the turning gives it more justice. Okay, let's take, there is no bicep curl on this figure. Let's look at the arm. Okay, this arm, I am afraid of this arm. I think I'll just snap it into two. I do not want to risk it, but it does have a arm swing which helps move her hand a little bit. I wouldn't say little bit. Oh, it's actually the arm swing. Yeah, so not really that much of a movement over here, but in terms of yeah, I'm not happy with this. Okay, let's take a look at her hand. It doesn't, goes a bit up and down. Yeah, let's see if it goes in and out. Yeah, not really, but it turns around. Yeah, I would say this is a wasted opportunity. I mean, I do not know how handy this will come when I'm sort of trying to pose this, but let's see. This has kind of a nice split to it, decent amount. I'll say 270 degrees, hopefully, probably 240 degrees. So a good split. It has a thigh articulation which helps her leg turn completely around. It has the standard double jointed knee. So let's see. and similar to J Jonah Jameson, I think it has less movability in terms of J Jonah Jameson. Probably these fur could be limiting its ability to go a bit far. Yeah. And finally we have toe, which goes swiggles side by side. It goes, wow, this is nice, and this much up. Yeah, I was expecting a bit more. I am a bit, I am not actually satisfied with the articulation or the design. I mean, it's decent. I'll probably in terms of articulation, I'll probably go with a 1, because J Jonah Jameson had better articulations than this one. Now I'll start with the individual posing of J Jonah Jameson and Black Cat. And while we are posing them for you to look, let's also go through some history. Let's talk about the posability and the availability. Now, in terms of availability, J Jonah Jameson and Black Cat both are available out on regular merchants like Dockside, Big Bad Toys, or even GameStop. I got these two figures from GameStop at a very reasonable rate during a sale. In terms of availability, I'll give both Black Cat and J Jonah Jameson a 2, because they are easily available. In terms of history, everyone knows J Jonah Jameson. He is the often nemesis of Spider-Man. He is the publisher of Daily Bugle and often a thorn in Spider-Man's side. He's always opposing Spider-Man, right? But in the recent editions of Spider-Man, we have seen J Jonah Jameson know the real identity of Spider-Man, who is Peter Parker, and sort of turning into an ally, probably like a brother to Peter Parker. If we move to Black Cat, again, in terms of availability, I'll give her also a 2. In terms of the history of Black Cat is basically Felicia Hardy. Her father was a renowned thief, from which Felicia Hardy got her abilities of being a master thief. She also had some special powers wherein the power of probability were in her favor, right? So she always plays on the rules of probability. She has a power of bad luck. That means whenever she plans to rob anyone, their bad luck just runs out, and due to which she can easily go ahead and steal those stuff. Black Cat has been portrayed as potential love interest for Spider-Man, a frequent ally, and in some scenarios also a fearsome enemy to Spider-Man. But in most of the scenarios, Black Cat is someone on whom Spider-Man can depend on in terms of needs or in terms of crisis. So that was just a brief, history of Black Cat. Now again, in terms of posing capability, I will be giving both J Jonah Jameson and Black Cat as a 1. So that effectively rounds up our total for both J Jonah Jameson and Black Cat as follows. So for J Jonah Jameson, I'll go with the 8 on 10. This is an excellent figure. For Black Cat, I'll go with 6.5 out of 10. I mean, she has some posing capabilities, and I'm not really happy with the way she was designed. She needed to be more nimble, more agile, but sadly that was not the case. So with this, I'll conclude my review. Thank you for sticking with me and supporting this channel. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.